Let me just. All right. Streaming. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? What am I looking at? I need to go to Thinkorswim. So yeah, we're still dropping. We're still tanking despite the government opening back up. So I don't even know what to say to that, other than oh well. Looks like we're gonna get discounts still. Lots and lots of discounts. A lot of discounts. Trump signs bill ending longest government shutdown in U.S. history. So it's confirmed, but we're still dropping. So what does this mean? It just means buy the dip as we keep dipping. That's it. Just keep buying the dip as it keeps dipping. Don't try to time the bottom. Just keep buying. I'll alert what I buy, but man, APLD looks like it's going to come down to that purple line, and that's going to be hella opportunity. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Nick? You know what's funny? And down we go. You know what's funny is a lot of people have been telling me, man, if APLD comes to that purple line, if APLD comes down to like low 20s, if it comes down to like 20 and under, I'm gonna buy. But you know what's funny is once we actually, like, if we continue to crash like this, people are gonna be like, I don't know if I want to buy at 20. I don't know if I want to buy at 20 now. Maybe it'll go to 10, so maybe I'll wait for 10, and then that's usually when it reverses. And then they do the face palm like, I should have bought when it was at 20. So either they're greedy to the downside and want it too cheap, or they're scared to buy. They're scared to buy because they just see red after red after red, day and week. So that's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. These cycles always repeat. So every time it's just funny how people react. Like, wait a minute. I thought you said you were happy to buy it at 20. What's wrong? Easier said than done, apparently. All right. So if 25 doesn't hold, we come down to 21.60, and then the purple line at around 18 to 20. I'm going to mark that purple. Man, we're getting some deep discounts because this is insane. I mean, I want you to think about the fact that, I mean, this is just a cliff right here. This is a cliff. We're just falling off a cliff. And I think this is the biggest discount ever. Let me check. I can measure it. I'm very bullish on APLD. It's just that you know how people are. Oh no, it's over. It's the end of the world. So this is a 40% discount pullback. This was nothing more than a pullback before that move to 40. So yeah, I mean we're not even close to 40%. A 40% discount, it would have to come down. It would have to come down to like $22, and it would match exactly the same pullback that we got here in terms of percentage. Obviously, if you're looking at the dollar value, this was a $6 pullback. This was a $16 pullback. But I mean, we would still have some ways to go here to meet the. I mean, this was nothing more than a pullback. Can you imagine being scared of a 40% discount, and then you see it run from 10 to 40 for a 400%er? Isn't that stupid? To look at this and be like, oh no, it's over. Isn't that silly? Isn't that just plain old? I don't know. That's just dumb. So I do believe this will go to 100. I don't know how long it's going to take, right? It can take months. I mean, it took this move from 10 to 40. It took, we can measure that too. Let's grab the date date range tool here. And we can measure from low to high, 97 days. So it took 97 days for, what is that, 3 months? Yeah, 3 months is what it took to make that 4x move. And can you believe people, you know, they see these pullbacks and they're like, oh no, it's over. End of the world. So this is awesome. I'm excited. There's a lot of people that wanted this at a discount. Well, Trucker Jeff, if you're watching this, get your wife's money ready. Get your wife's money ready. Get your boyfriend's wife's, not your wife's boyfriend's money ready. Because here's your opportunity. Because if this is going to do what I think it's going to do, which is go to 100 at some point, I mean, 22 from 22, let's just say 20, well, let's say from 25 to 100. That's a 4x. That would actually make sense. I mean, because I know Trucker Jeff is looking to hold it long term. So yeah. Is this 25? Oops. What is this? There it is. Wait, why isn't this showing 400%? Oh, 300%. 25. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, this is the opportunity right here. And a lot of people are going to look at this and just like pass on it because it's like, oh no, it's the end of the world. Like, oh my goodness. It's so stupid. I'm going to buy more. I'm waiting to see if it comes down to 22. If it doesn't hold here today, 22 I'm going to buy. Because it should just come down to 22. But I'm not going to try and time it. I'm just going to dollar cost average into it. No reason to try and time something that's this good of a company. So there you go. Those are my opening thoughts. APLD is the play. I expect a 4x, and that's it. That's it. Whether you have the patience to buy and hold and dollar cost average and not be fearful of the red, that's really all on you, because that's all literally in your head. So, and down we go. Yeah, yep, I need to stay down so I can buy on Friday when I get my play money paycheck. I see. Play money paycheck. I don't like that NVIDIA's dropping. Is NVIDIA dropping again? Yeah, it is. So if NVIDIA comes down to 180, which it should, because it did it last couple of times, then we should see APLD come down to like 20 to 22. So, yeah. And what did I tell you guys? I was pounding the table on this. If tech rolls over, everything's just going to, right? We're going to get like 10, 20% drops over and over and over again. Day after day after day. That's just normal. Because I've seen it so many times. I'm like, oh, okay, I've been through this before. We got news yesterday for APLD as well. APLD Digital Advances AI Factory build out with second 787.5 million draw from, okay. Cool. See, that, like, I think people are sleeping on this. Absolutely. They're looking at the price action and going, oh no, it's over. But really, they're not thinking. They're not thinking of the longer term aspect of this. So, yeah, that's all I got to say with regards to APLD. The mid-month check is my market money. Well, hopefully you're investing it wisely and not gambling with it. I think you're still buying NUAI, right? I think longer term on NUAI, if you're dollar cost averaging, I think that's, you know, if you really believe in it, you'll be fine. But maybe it's a $5. What is it, under $5 or something? I just don't really like trading those or even holding those long term. I like established companies, but if yeah, no, I can see NUAI going farther to like 10 plus in the next hype cycle. Right now, we're not in a hype cycle. We're in the opposite of that. We're in the dump cycle. So, NUAI, not a bad bet. I'm almost tempted to buy it, but it's like APLD or NUAI. APLD, NUAI. And, you know, something established that's already getting contracts and a lot of revenues in the pipeline. Like, I'm always going to go with APLD despite it being like, what, 5 times the cost? 6 times the cost of NUAI? Because you can still make like 5x on APLD. You just got to be patient, and it's just safer. I always, like I said, I always go for safety over potentially more return, because nothing's guaranteed, especially with those little $5 and less stocks. How's it going, Shade? Just got back from the gym, doing 300-pound squats, 40-pound Roman. Man, I have dumbbell lifts, 30-pound lunges, and 50-pound calories. Now I'm going to smoke one and hit the sauna for an hour. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing good. Enjoy the sauna. I miss the sauna. I have not been in the sauna in a long time, but it feels good to be in a sauna. It's just so relaxing. But yeah. How about black sky or strategy? No. Until Bitcoin bottoms out itself, there's no reason to be buying strategy. I don't know what the ticker is for black sky, so I can't really comment on that one. What about RR? I got my coworker interested in 20 years ago and showed me he's down 48%. I think what the hell? Did he buy RR stock at the top? Your coworker, you told your wait. I got my coworker interested in RR and now he's down 48%. Dude, your coworker must hate you. Like, why did I listen to this idiot? Nah, but I think he'll be fine. Again, just tell him like where the market goes. Just tell him the market goes up and down, and this is part of the game. Like, tell him to embrace the red. Right now, the market's crashing, and that's a good thing because you get to buy cheaper. But just tell him don't buy the top next time. Like, he'll be fine. I think just a lot of people, I don't know. Like, I'm down like $4,000 on CYBL, and I'm just like, oh, whatever. I don't care. I'm not concerned. But that's because I have the safety net. I've already made tens of thousands on CYBL, so I can afford to lose 10,000, and it's just whatever. If it's your first time trading CYBL and it decides to go to zero, then you lose more than I do. Let me put it that way. Oh my God, look at this guy. By the way, look at this guy. Breaking. Michael Burry announces that his hedge fund is shutting down. Of course his hedge fund is shutting down. The guy makes the worst calls ever. He makes the worst calls ever. Period. He makes the worst calls. And I'm not surprised he's shutting down. So, I make better calls than that guy. I can't believe I'm outperforming someone that owns a hedge fund. What about is he a 58? He's a 58-year-old Asian guy that works with me in the grocery department. Well, like I said, just tell him he'll be fine. It's just you got to be patient. Tell him the advantage, your advantage in the markets is patience. If you don't got that, the markets aren't for you. That's really what it is. Nah, I am holding only 245 anyway. I want more APLD. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're, choosing to hold more APLD over NUAI in terms of dollar value. I'm glad to hear that. I was like, damn, this guy's really going to go in with more he's going to go in more on NUAI over APLD. It's better to do the opposite. If NUAI doesn't work out, then you still make your money. You make your money back on APLD and then some on top. That's the smart thing to do. I'm glad you're doing that. Unlike Joey Shaw, he's like, yep, I'm buying the worst companies ever, and all in on calls. He bought under 5 because I think you were saying that, and that's when I bought some. Then I sold it after it went down 3%. I mean, like I said, if he bought under 5, he's fine. Like, it's just like there's nothing wrong with Rich Strike Robotics. It's still starting up. It's still getting the ball rolling. You got to give it time. I get it. People want to buy something that's $5 and immediately goes to the moon, but BKSY, what's your prediction? Is Bitcoin bottom? I think Bitcoin is gonna isn't it already? Yeah, I mean Bitcoin looks like No, it's still in a downtrend though. See, it's still look at last time, right? It's still in a downtrend. So until we break out of this downtrend, we're just going to continue lower and lower and lower. So I would predict we go down to 90K, 90 to 94K is next. And it could happen this week. Wait, is today Thursday? No, it would happen probably over the weekend. is what I would imagine. So yeah, buyers have to show up and defend 100K like tooth and nail because they're trying. They've been defending, Bitcoin and keeping it above 100K. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They've been keeping it up for 10 days now. For 10 trading days, buyers are holding Bitcoin up from falling under 100K. But as soon as those people blow all their wad trying to hold it up here, that's by the way, if you buy Bitcoin at 100K and you believe it's going to go to 150K, that's a 50%er, by the way. Just letting you know. And I believe it will go there. So buying here at 100K-ish, low 100K, like that's not a bad opportunity at all. With the sell target of 150K, that's a 50%er. Think about that one, which is crazy, right? Isn't it crazy to think that you can make 50% on Bitcoin buying at 100K? So that means you can just buy your Bitcoin miners right now real cheap, because they're probably real cheap right now. If Bitcoin breaks down, we should see Bitcoin miners super cheap. So get ready to buy more Bitcoin miners. I'm not holding any Bitcoin miner right now other than the 200 shares of CLSK that I use for covered call selling. I need to see reversal before I buy into CLSK, because I'm not going to play that game. I don't want to make the mistake I made with MSTR. So yeah, I think Bitcoin bottom at around 90K. Low 90Ks. BKSY. Oh, okay. I mean, it looks like it's a buy under the purple line every time. Every time. Like here, if you bought under the purple line and you were okay with dollar cost averaging, you came out a winner. Same thing here, right? It comes under the purple line. If you're dollar cost averaging and you're okay with taking that risk, but you believe that it's going to continue to repeat this pattern of coming down under the purple line, then higher, then higher, then higher, then you just got a dollar cost average. You got to take advantage of these opportunities, right? Everyone's scared down here. That's why nobody wants to buy. Yeah, and support is at around 12. So yeah, there's big support right here at around 12.50 to 13. So I would look to see if it comes down there and then does like a rounding pattern here, right? It does like a little rounding pattern. So maybe it does a rounding pattern right here, right? That would actually make sense. So that's what I would look for, because that's what we're looking for, a repeat of the patterns. If you want to play it safer, you can wait till it touches the purple line here, right? It comes down and then touches it, and then buy here and then ride it up, touches it right here. That's the safer way, because then at least there's a reversal. And you would set a stop in case it does come back down. So it's up to you how you want to play it. Dollar cost average as it goes lower under the purple line, or wait for the retest of the purple line on the way back up. And then at least you have confirmation that buyers are showing up at least. So it's up to you. It's up to you how you want to play it. That's how I would play it at least. But it looks good. It's got patterns I can abuse. Tell him to buy more. Buy more. That's right. So Luke, just tell him to buy more. Unbelievably hyped for this pullback. Added more sound and serves this morning. Yeah, I'm looking to add too, but I'm just going to sit back and wait and see how low we're going to go. How low we're going to go. The lower the better. The people who don't have powder, next time save some in a jar, right? Like, I can't help you. Oh God, dude. Oh, there was this, let me tell you the story. There was this one guy, there was a market crash like a few years ago, and there was this one guy who took out a loan. They took out a literal loan. Literal. Like they went to the bank and they took out like a 50K loan just to put into the markets. They actually came out making money because they bought good companies. So they paid back the loan, and yeah. That's something you can do, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. If you're going to get a loan to take advantage of this crash, only do so if you are actually going to buy good companies. Like if you're just going to take out a loan and buy garbage, that's on you. That guy was smart. He took out a 50K loan. I was concerned for him at first, but then he's like, no, I'm just going to buy like something safe like NVIDIA. And he did. So he doubled his money and paid back, and yeah, he's fine. He's fine. That was smart. See, you can use loans if you're smart. Like I would take out a 50K loan right now instead of using margin, because margin, you can get margin called. A loan, you don't got to worry about that. So a loan was actually smarter. And Joey Shaw's not smart. He's not using no loan. He's using, I think he's using a loan and margin. I think, if I recall, he's doing both. But he's not being smart about it. It's not like he took out a loan and was like, I'm gonna put this 30K loan into, you know, something safe like NVIDIA. Like, he's not. He's putting it into risky stuff, hoping to, you know, score big. So he's in a pretty bad spot because we just keep tanking. Let's see. Where's next support for Purple Line? For Soundhound? Where's next support? Oh, there's a gap here. Yeah. So $12. If that doesn't hold, there's a gap that we have to close to 11, and then 10. Oh, hell yeah! I'm gonna add it 12, 11, and 10. Every dollar goes down, I'll add like 50 shares. That's what I'm gonna do. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm gonna write that down just in case I forget. Because I forget. Because I forget stuff because I just do so much all the time. So add 50 shares every dollar it goes down. Woohoo. There you go. Gotta add some excitement in there. Because I'm actually excited. Like, yes, finally. You're giving me Soundhound under the purple line after good earnings. If you want to drop it to 10, please, by all means, stock market gods, come on down. And what did I tell you guys? Remember what I said yesterday? If the market wants to screw over as many people as possible, especially the beginners that bought, you know, near highs, like Seb Luke's coworker. Like I said, if Seb Luke's coworker represents even 1% of the trading population or beginners that you know, bought near highs, then you know, because I have a guy in my Discord, Agron Awesome. Or Awesome Agron, he bought the top on NVTS, but I saved him because I told him, like, you better have a stop on that because you could be buying the top. And guess what? He did. He's very grateful that he was able to get out with that 4% loss, and he learned from that. But there's people like Seb Luke's coworker that don't know that. They're just holding a big bag 50% down or more. So if the stock market wants to screw over as many people as possible, this is expected. It's not your friend. I expected this. Like, please tank more, because it'll just screw over so many people who are leveraged with their calls, short-term dated calls. Like, please, by all means. And we're the ones who make money anyways, because we embrace the red. We waited for this. We want this, and we buy the good ones anyways. So yeah, that's just the cycles repeat. Stocks go up a lot. Everyone's like, oh my God, woo. Stocks go down a lot. Oh no, it's the end of the world. And the cycles repeat. So this is the part where you buy. This is why I never, notice how I'm never trying to time the bottom. Why? Because the purple line is, for me, it's an interim bottom, I guess, to put it that way. Like, once it comes down to that purple line, we're getting a massive discount. Enough that when it goes back to a new high or old highs, we still make like 50 to 100%. The purple line strategy works. It's just people have to get over the emotional side of it. Hell, I'll dollar cost average from high to low to the purple line. 50 shares here, 100 shares here, 30 shares here, 80 shares here, 60 shares here. I'll do that if I don't want to think about it. If I just want to be brainless and not think about it, just dollar cost average on the way down. And dollar cost average a little bit on the way up. If it's still, like here, right? We dollar cost averaged up. On the way back up, but you stop dollar cost averaging once it goes above the purple line, right? Because you're still getting a huge discount on the way down under the purple line. You're actually getting a bigger discount the lower it goes under and away from the purple line. So averaging up while the stock is still under the purple line is actually not a bad idea at all. Like, it's actually, that's smart, because you're still buying it at a massive discount. Now, don't average up once you're, you know, this is for swing trading using the purple line strategy, just to be clear. Obviously, if you're day trading and you want to average up on a stock that's got so much momentum behind it, sure. But I'm just talking about specifically for swing trading using the purple line strategy. And there's the lesson for today. Boom. Okay. What am I reading? Unbelievably high for waiting for APLD and RGTI to come back to the 200. Ion Q is at the 200, by the way. Ion Q is at the 200. So that's a buy. That's it. Like, look at that. Look at this. I'm gonna zoom out. Look at this. Ready? You ready for Ion Q? Ready? Look at that. It touched it here. It's here again. And here it consolidated around and under that purple line here. Nobody wanted it under the purple line, but now when it runs huge, you know, here it moved 80%, here it moved 130%, right? Like, and I think this is going to go to 100. So, you know, that there's potential for another 100%. So there you go. This is a buy. Ion Q is a buy. I think I sold a put. You know what's funny is I sold a put and then I bought it back for like $20 profit because I'm like I don't want to get screwed over like I did with MP. So this is a buy. I'm gonna wait though because again, if the market's gonna come down as a whole still, then we should see this, you know, do what it did last time, right? It just kind of, you know, it can still drop another like $10 under that purple line. It did it here, right? You can see right here, touch the purple line. And it still dropped to a, you know, 39%. No, that's not right. That's not right. It still dropped like another 30%. So this one, if it does go under the purple line, it can still drop like another $10. So that's why we need to see if buyers are going to show up today. If they don't, let it come down and we can easily see like low 40s again. And that would just mean that if you're buying in low 40s, I mean, you can... on the way back even to the previous high, you'd make 90%. To 100, you make, you know, 100% plus. So that's how I see it. That this is my view of the markets. To me, it's obvious, but I've come to realize that what's obvious to me is not obvious to other people. I forget how much I've, you know, how many years I put in to get to the point where I'm at, I guess is the best way to put it. Is Palantir going to drop to 150? I want to, oh man, if it drops to the purple line, that's a buy. Like, dude, any good company at the purple line is just load up. Same thing, right? It's the exact same setup. If it comes down to 150, it would come down to the purple line here. It would come down to like 140, 54, 157. Look at this. It touched it here. What happened? It bounced right off of it. Here, bounced off of it. It always bounces off of it. It doesn't even spend much time under the purple line. Look at this. It just touches it and just gives it the old touch and go. So Palantir, I will buy leaps if it comes down to that purple. I don't give a shit what people think. I don't care if people think that Palantir is overvalued and the PE ratio and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I care about what the charts tell me. And the charts tell me the purple line, it loves to touch and go. So... what is there to think about? I ignore the noise. So yeah, Palantir for sure. This is what sucks about being me. It's like there's so much opportunity that I don't know what to buy. SoundHound, SoFi, Palantir, NVIDIA. There's so much opportunity if you know what you're looking at. And it comes down to like, okay, where do I want to put my money? How am I gonna distribute my money here to buy these juicy discounts? And it's sometimes I do get like paralysis because I'm like, I don't know what to buy. There's so many good opportunities, right? You got Rich Tech Robotics nice and cheap too. A little riskier, but I do like Ion Q as well. You got Ion Q, APLD, BBAI. Like there's so many stocks coming down nice and cheap that it's like hard to, you know, like where do I put my money? Like where? I think at least for me, it's going to definitely be NVIDIA, Palantir, and then SoundHound, and then SoFi, and then maybe Ion Q, and BBAI, and APLD. That's already so many that it's just Rich Tech Robotics. I think I'm just going to skip it. NVTS, I'm going to have to skip it this time. I'm going to, yeah. It's just, look at this. There's so much opportunity. It's like, I can't get into all these. I have to pick like 4 to 6 and then just stick to those. Buy when goes high chasing. I bought hot 8 at 20, sold at 46. If it kept going to 77, laughing hard. Yeah, at some, yeah, like I said, the hype cycles are awesome. Like this, if you want to take advantage of the next Bitcoin miner hype cycle, that's what you do. You buy right now. Because then the hype cycle is going to come back to quantum. It's going to come back to AI. It's going to come back to, you know, Rich Tech Robotics. It's going to come back to physical AI. It's going to come back and everyone's going to be euphoric and it's going to be easy money. This is where the easy money is made and the big money is made. Buying real cheap. A lot of people, you tell them that and they're like, wait, but I have to wait like 3 months for me to make, hundreds of percentage in return. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. You got to wait. Too many impatient people, unfortunately. IDN moving huge. What is that? Some shit stock, I'm sure? Yeah, I figured. Some stock under 10. Oh, yeah. That's a good short opportunity, guys. If anyone wants to short it, I'm not touching that. I don't chase those. But shout out to Joey B. When we leaning back into BBAI, I'm waiting for the purple line. I said that. Well, I said that in the Discord, I think. Again, I talk to so many people every day. I don't remember who I talk to, who asks why. I just forget things. I just do. BBAI, yeah. Wait for the purple line at 6 and under. It's a buy under 6. 6 and under, it's a buy. It's a buy. That one's easy. That's a crazy story. Shades check. INTS. What about it? I don't. I don't know what this is. I don't know what to say. What it's. Yeah, it's a shitty 50-cent stock that pumps and dumps, and if I were to buy this, I would buy it at 22 cents because that's where big support is. Yeah, I don't know. If it closes this gap, it should come down to 20. That's a good one. For it's super risky, not my kind of play, but maybe in the future, if it does come down to 22 cents, people love it down there. Look at this. They show up here, here, here. Buying down there is where it makes sense, not up here. Anytime anyone's bought up here, they end up holding a big bag all the way back down to 22 cents. So yeah, up to you how you want to play it, but I like discounts. If I buy this, I want discounts, right? I want it down here at 22 cents, not up here at 174. So I like the setup. It's a classic buy the bottom and then sell when it goes up. So it's a pretty easy play, but because it's one of those stocks that can gap down, like this, that can gap down overnight, that's kind of the risky part. But yeah, it's definitely a good stock to trade if you wait for 22 cents and around that level. Bungee core strategy equals lower price, bigger position, higher price, bigger sale. The more the core strategy, the more tension, whether buy or sell side. I believe that's, I call it mean reversion. That's the technical term. But yeah. Any AO Tyrone, how many wishes do I have left? Tyrone here. Hey guys, it's Tyrone here. You ain't got wishes, boy. You ain't got wishes. You're done with your wishes, man. The wishes are done. Waiting to see if 50 EMA holds for Palantir and NVIDIA. Been reliable so far. Shades, don't you ever run out of money? No, because I trade with 6 figures, but I don't go all in though. You met Sebluke. You've met that one girl. Remember that? Yeah, you've met. You're friends with her. What's her name? Polish girl traded with 6 figures, but she was going all in with all 600K every single time. And she blew up all of her account. So why would I do something stupid like that? You should know that. And I hope that when you do have 6 figures to trade with, Subluke, I hope you remember Polish girl. And I hope you remember not to make that mistake. Because I've said this before. You can have 6 figures all you want. It doesn't mean anything if the one time you lack discipline. That's the one time you can lose 300K real quick, like she did. So that's why you're not going to see me ever going crazy like that. I could technically buy 600K of something and sit on it and make 10%, 60K, but that's risky. What if this is the one time I'm wrong and I lose a lot of that 6 figures, right? So I don't want to end up like Polish girl. Polish girl, she is like, I'm glad she came into my life because she made me realize like, wow, I think I'm just going to play. I'm going to be okay with just $100. I'm okay with just $100 in profit. No. I don't want to end up like Polish girl, man. She's a great example, a great model of what not to do when you have that kind of account size. When you watch my buys, I'm only buying like 50 shares, 100 shares. Like I could buy like 1,000 shares, but you're just not going to see me do that. It's just not going to happen. Nah. Joey Shaw, he's down like 70K. Like he's getting destroyed right now as we speak. Like he might be finished. Like his account might get completely wiped if Bitcoin tanks and doesn't recover soon. So like Joey Shaw, the reason I have not alerted calls, do you want to know why I haven't alerted calls like for the past like 2 months now? It's because I've seen too many people blow up their accounts on calls. Which is why because of Joey Shaw, I now value shares and the infinite time attached to them way more than using leverage via calls to try to make more money. I'm just not going to be greedy. All these people have one thing in common. They were all very, very greedy. And they all had account sizes of 6 figures. That's another thing that I've noticed. I don't know why, but people with 6 figures to trade with, they seem to think like they're invincible, or like that they're special, or that because they have so much money, there's no way they can like lose. But that's just delusional. So I don't know why that is. And so like this is why it's a good idea to like, I'm saying, like when you meet people that blow up their accounts, learn from their mistake. Like that's a good thing, to learn from other people's mistakes, because you don't want to end up like that. So Seb, look, whenever you have 6 figures to trade with, which I believe you will, that will happen. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to happen, because you're obviously profitable in the Discord, because you just follow me up. Almost 1 for 1, but not quite, because you buy some garbage every now and then. But you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. But I'm telling you right now, when you have 6 figures to trade with, one mistake is all it takes to wipe you out. You got to be disciplined like forever. And like I said last time, there's always someone that's going to blow up. There's always going to be someone that joins the Discord and blows up, and that's transparent enough about it for us to even know. Because you better believe there's people that have taken quite the loss and they just don't talk about it. So learn from other people's, other people blowing up their accounts. That's why you're never going to see me alert calls again. That's why you're never going to see me, because of Joey Shaw, I'm never alerting calls ever again. I talk about it, but then I'm like, nah, I don't want to end up like Joey Shaw. I'm never going to go in with 6 figures into a trade. Because I'll always remember Polish Girl, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to end up like that. So yeah, that's just, I don't know. Learn from other people's mistakes, man. Especially big, like that, she lost 600K. That's insane. Rum out before it starts raising. How long do you expect it to take SoundHound to raise to get back to $15? That I don't know. When people ask me that question, I don't know what to say to that. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? I don't know. I'm not a genie. Let me grant you your wish. It's gonna go back to 15 right now. I don't know how to answer that. Like, it's just, I don't, and the best part is I don't care. When people ask me that question, I'm like, why do you care? How long do you expect? Who cares how long it takes? I don't care. If it's tomorrow, if it's, 10 days from now, a year from now, I don't care. It's going to come back up. So if you don't have patience, why are you even trading the stock market? To me, that's just that question comes off kind of like, I don't know. Like, why are you concerned? You're holding a good company and it always goes back up after it gets really discounted. So, whenever it happens, cool. You make your money. I don't know. Too many people ask me that same question. How long? And I'm like, how long? Who cares? Like, are you gonna die soon or something? Like, if you got like 10 years ahead, you'll be fine. Like, unless you're gonna die tomorrow or something and you need it to go up right now to 15 or so. I don't know. Too many people ask me the how long question, and it's kind of starting to piss me off, because it's like, who cares? Just have patience and sit back and relax. You're good. You're fine. You're buying a good company with great earnings, increasing demand for their product/service. What more can you ask for? That's exactly what you want from a company. A company that has so much demand for their product/service that their revenues just continue to climb like 50% quarter over quarter or year over year, or 100% quarter over quarter, year over year. It's fantastic. So I don't care how long it takes. Please, SoundHound, take your time. Please don't go to 15 yet. I want you to take a year to go to 15, just to make some of you squirm. I hope it takes a year for it to go to 15. just to make some of you squirm, just to make you go, oh God, it's not going to 15. Oh no. Just to, I hope the market does that just for fun. I want some people need their patience to be absolutely tested. Like I hope we go into a year-long bear market just so you can experience what it's like to go through a bear market that goes on forever, it seems. When you get one of those bear markets that goes on forever, it seems, like just month after month of dropping, you will learn patience like you can't imagine because you're forced to. A bear market that lasts that long, almost a year, you are forced to learn patience. Because it's just forever. Just month after month after month of red. Everything just keeps going lower and lower. We've been through that. So for me, it's just kind of like the how long question is just kind of like, that's just a stupid question. And I hope we all go through a very bad bear market that just lasts for a year. Just so you guys can walk away from it being like, oh, I learned extreme patience because you had no fucking choice. You have no choice in a bear market that lasts that long. You have no choice. You just got to be patient because everything just keeps going down. So I hope we go through one of those because a lot of you are going to walk away enlightened. That's the word I'm looking for. You're going to walk away enlightened. You're going to walk away a better trader and super patient because you're just forced to. Because anytime you buy, it just keeps going lower anyways. Because it's just month after month. If you have not been through a bear market that lasts 8+ months, oh boy, you have no idea. When we go into a bear market like that again, you're going to be crying. You're going to be like, oh my God, what is this? I remember I was like, oh God, is this really just going to go on for months? And it did. It just kept going down. I remember that bear market of 2022. It was pretty ugly. Turns out it was nothing more than opportunity because you could have bought Palantir at $5. You could have bought SoFi at $5. You could have bought a lot of stocks super cheap. And obviously Palantir went to what? 200? And from $5, SoFi 30 from $5. So bear markets that last 8 to 10 months, you can make a lot of money on those. But you got to have the patience to wait out the 8 to 10 months while you accumulate. So I really do hope we go through a really bad bear market just so all of you can improve as traders and your patience will go to the moon. Like that's what you need to work on is patience, going extreme patience. Like, you got to be a monk in the stock market. No emotions. You're just sitting there cross-legged and you're just like, you just you don't care. Please come down cheaper if anything. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that kind of question. How long? Who cares? And I hope we go into a very extended bear market just so that you cry and squirm. I want to see people squirm because once people start squirming, that's how I know, like, oh, we need to start buying. Because if people are feeling pain, that's when we buy. That's when we buy, guys. I know that sounds crazy to say, but that's what it is. This is the stock market. It's brutal like that. That's why the fear and greed index exists. Let me show you that. Look at that. Fear. We're at 31 on fear. I thought we would be lower. We were in extreme fear a week ago. Yeah, we were in extreme fear. We're still in a downtrend here in the fear and greed index. So, yeah, if we drop down to extreme fear again, then the market should come down lower. So, yeah, that would make sense. So, yeah, until we break the downtrend here on the fear and greed index, because we broke the downtrend here and then we, went to new highs, right? So as soon as we break that, we're going to go back to new highs. And everyone's going to be happy. Yay, everything keeps going up. Woohoo. I'm going to be sad once we start going up because it's like, I can't buy SoundHound at 12, 13. Now I have to chase it at 20, 22. That's going to be boring when it does go back up. I mean, I'll make my money, but it's like, oh, now I have to wait again for it to come down to the purple line so I can make money again. Oh, that sucks because it can take months. So yeah. Yeah, how long? It doesn't matter. Months it will be taken. APLD going back to $5. Ha ha ha, no. I mean, APLD, by the way, APLD can go to $5. I believe it can go to $5. If we get a bear market that lasts, like I said, if there's a bear market that lasts 8 to 10 months, hell yeah, you're going to see APLD at $5. Hell yeah. You think I'm kidding? Let me show you the bear market of 2022, and let me just show you, not SoundHound, Palantir, right? Some of you are going to be, who are newer, to the markets, you're going to be mind blown right now. Let's go to the bear market of 2022. Let's zoom all the way out here. Yeah, look at that bear market. You see that? Let's go to the monthly time frame. Let's look at that bear market of 2022. This is going to be fun. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, it dropped from a high of 29 to a low of 5.84. It hit a high previously at 45. So it touched 45 and then just slowly bled down in the bear market of 2022 to 5.84. So APLD, I can see it going to $5 if we get a like 8 to 10 month bear market like 3 years ago. That's absolutely possible. And that's where the real winners are going to be. The ones that don't get scared just because it keeps dropping. Because the people that came out winners, look at that. The people that bought down here that kept dollar cost averaging on the way down, they're the ones who made a lot of money in the bull market. Look at the bull market move. Damn, right? Goddamn, right? So it's, like I said, it's a test of extreme patience and discipline and believing and having the conviction to dollar cost average as it goes down lower. But people don't have that. People don't. A lot of people don't have that, unfortunately. So there you go. APLD, yes, I can see APLD going to $5 if we get a repeat of 2022, a bear market that lasts 8 to 10 months, where we just go down lower and lower and lower. And that's where having balls, having conviction is going to pay off. So yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. Let's see if we get a bear market. If we get a bear market this year, 2026, that lasts that long, 8 to 10 months, boy, oh boy, there's going to be so many people that are going to be crying. I'm not going to be crying. I'm going to be like, oh my God, you're giving me APLD at 5, Soundhound at 3, Palantir at, 100, NVIDIA at 80 again. Wow. Thank you for the discounts. Hell yeah. So yeah, again, it's all in the mind. It's all about that psychology. It's all about that mindset. Now by the way, we are going to get a bear market that lasts 8 to 10 months. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen at some point in the next 5 years. So just be aware that you can't avoid it. There's no avoiding a bear market that lasts 8 to 10 months. There's no avoiding those. They're going to happen. So be prepared for when that comes around. Like, I want you to be ready right now psychologically. Like, okay, it's going to happen. It's not something I can avoid. It's part of the game. Start saving some money off to the side for when we get these kinds of crashes that send really good companies real cheap. Because 8 to 10 months of downside, it sends stocks real cheap, as I just showed you. And that's where that's where you can change your life, in bear markets. But people don't see it that way. They just see it as, oh, it's a bear market. Oh no, it's over, doom and gloom. But I'm just going to not buy anything because everything just keeps going down. I'm scared. Again, all in the head. It's all in the mind. Yeah, I would hope APLD at $5. I'm loading I will throw 100K. That's probably the only time I'll throw 100K at a stock. Yeah, you have to accept holding for months, but it's worth it. I got into trading during the pullback earlier this year, and learned this buying Bitcoin miners. What's up, Shades? Another discount day. Yep, Stilt on Cheese. I'm always gonna call you Stilt on Cheese now. That's never gonna change. Stilt on Cheese. That's a funny name. Stilt on Cheese. Meta is a huge buy right now. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But man, if you're buying shares, I agree. But there's been a group of people that keep reaching out to me, asking me like, can I buy calls here? Yeah, can I buy calls on October 30th? Can I buy calls here? Like, they just keep asking me if calls are a buy now, and I'm like, sir, it just keeps going down. Stop trying to time the bottom and just wait for the reversal. So there's just a group of people, I guess, that just are Meta fans, and they want to load up on Meta calls and make lots of money fast. And some people got destroyed, by the way. There's people who bought short-term dated calls here, and they got destroyed because they just tanked. I get it. I get the appeal, right? If once Meta reverses, yes, it's going to come back to the $700 range minimum, the purple line, right? Look at this, right? It's going to do it at some point. Yes, I understand that. But stop trying to time the bottom. Wait for it to show us that it's going to reverse, right? Here it looks good, right? Oh my God, a green day. But what if it just tanks? And now you're going to $500 and you're holding these calls deep in the red. And if you bought them really short-term dated, you're just screwed. So Meta, I love Meta. And I think if you're buying shares, you're going to be fine. You got infinite time. But I've noticed a lot of people want to play meta with calls. So I can't help you with that. Have fun. Good luck. But if you're just buying meta shares, you're going to be fine. You're going to make quite a bit of money on the way back up to 700 and then 800, etc. Again, I would rather just have the infinite time that comes with shares. But you know how people are. They want to, make tens of thousands right now real fast. So, but I agree. Meta, hell yeah. It's a huge buy if you're buying shares. SMCI is at 36. SMC. Oh God. Yeah, let me look at the weekly time frame. Let me look at the big picture here. Let me look at the monthly. Yeah. There's big support at 28. If I were to buy this, I would definitely just wait for, there's just some big support. Yeah, there's big support at like 28 to 31. That's where we kind of, that's what I would wait for. That's what I would wait for. Because it's fluctuating around the purple line, and it just loves to come down to 20 to 28, 29 to 31. So that's what I would wait for, because that would be just the safest. And it's just bleeding out like this. So yeah, you can see big support here on the daily. So that's what I would wait for. Let it come down. If it doesn't come down to that level, then let it go. You decide when you buy, not the stock market. Never let the stock market decide when you buy. You decide when you buy. But if you want to buy up here, go ahead. It's just bleeding out, so it's up to you. Some people like to do that. If I say something, they go against it. They go, "Oh, he says to wait." Well, screw him. I'm gonna buy right here at 36, and then when it tanks, they're just like quiet and don't say anything. I don't know why people do that. Some people like to go against me. Right now, if anything, short it all the way down to 29 to 30. If anything, funny enough. We might be waiting for 6 months or more. On what, though? What are you talking about, Nick? 6 months or more on what? Made a quick 1K on that bad boy. Shout out to Joey B. Hey, Pablo, what do you think of CLSK? CLSK, isn't that a buy? I think it's a buy. It's under the purple line. It's under the purple line. No. It's right at it. Yeah. I think, let it come down. Let it come down. It should come down. If it doesn't hold here like it did last time, let it come down. Because it should come down to at least $10. That's where it would be a big buy. Right at that nice round number. It's in an ascending triangle on the longer time frame. Like, it would just make sense. So, yeah, even the purple line on the weekly time frame is at around 10. So I think $10 is going to be the big buy on that one. I have it already added to my favorites because I am watching it. Let's see if it comes down to 10. Where am I? What am I reading? MVST getting close to the line. Yeah, I already talked about that one yesterday. It's a buy if it goes to that line. Any interest in serve? Hell no. No, look, Glass Dad. I know you're easy and very fragile, right? I know you break very easily, but no, jokes aside, serve $8.80 is where I would look to buy. If it doesn't hold that, then oh boy, right? It's going to come down to 6, then 4. So I have no interest in it. I have no interest in serve. I'm going to pick SoundHound over serve. Again, there's a lot of opportunities in the market. I'm going to pick what I like most, and SoundHound and SoFi, APLD, IonQ, BBAI, Palantir, NVIDIA, Netflix as well. I like Netflix. CYBL. Like, I'm just going to buy, those, because those are my favorite. I'm going to buy my favorite. I might not buy your favorite stock sometimes. Sometimes I will, but like Serve Robotics, I don't really know much about it. I know it's into, doesn't it have the robots that delivers food or something? I would prefer Rich Tech Robotics over it, because at least Rich Tech Robotics is building robots to be used in warehouses and like that, to replace humans in warehouses. So there's more potential there in terms of revenues for that company. But that company's just starting out and expanding. So Rich Tech Robotics is kind of, it's going to dilute at some point to raise funds to, expand their manufacturing, etc., etc. It's a business. It's going to take time. Too many people think a business is just going to immediately get contracts. Like, no, it takes time. BBAI doesn't immediately get contracts. It takes time. But when they do get them, what happens? BBAI surges to like 10 plus. So That's why I'm very bullish on BBAI, but it's not at the purple line. So Serve Robotics, I don't know enough about it, and it just delivers food. It's not really, it's not like it's going to expand into, other sectors. So it's okay, but there's better stocks, right? There's just better stocks. Let me see. No, read the comment. I didn't say go all in. I said you kept averaging down. Look at all those. No, I'm just saying Polish girl blew up 600K, Sebluk. The whole point was that I'm not gonna, like the reason I can just keep adding is because I only buy like 20, 50, 100 shares at a time. That's the whole point. Like I'm not being greedy and adding like a 100K position like she is. And you were there. You were there for her journey when she blew up, and you're friends with her in the Discord. So if you should message Polish girl Sebluk and ask her like, what are your biggest top 5 regrets since you started trading? And she will, if she's being honest, which she probably isn't going to be, she's probably just going to, if she's being honest, she will tell you like, yeah, I should not have gone all in. I should have respected my stop loss. I should have just, listened to shades maybe. I don't know. She won't say that, but you get what I'm saying. And you can message her. You actually have her added. So, like even if you only use 1K and you got 200K, you would run out after 200 averages down. Yeah, but when have you seen me alert 200 averages down? Exactly. So that's a moot point. I don't think I've ever averaged 200 times in one stock. That's just not going to happen anyways. Because I don't know what would have to happen for a stock to... We would have to go into a bear market that lasts like 4 years for me to average down 200 times, 1,000K each in the same stock. Like that's just ridiculous. I hope we don't go into a 4-year long bear market, but yeah, that's a moot point because that's just not realistic. I'm adding Serve, RR, APLD. I can agree with APLD and RR for sure. High volume with little money. Riot is almost at the purple line. Riot is, damn, really? Riot dropped that much? Did Riot really drop that much? What? It was at like 20 something, right? Yeah, 24. And wow, what a massive disc. I know someone that's going to be very happy. Let me send him a message. Let me send him a message right now. His name is Trucker Jeff. He is going to be very happy because he told me, he's like, man, if it drops to the purple line, I'm buying. What a massive discount. 24 to 14. Let me send him a message. What's his name? His name is not actually Trucker Jeff. It's just regular Jeff in the West. Up to you. Riot stock at purple line. Congrats. Load up. He's been waiting. He made like 50% on Riot stock when it was under $10. And I think he sold it at 12. Like he bought at 6 and sold it at 12, I believe. Let me check. I can check right now. Yeah, he bought it like down here at like $6 and sold it at 12. Like up here. And then obviously he regretted it later because he's like, oh, I should have held for 24. But obviously it's easy to say that in hindsight. But he still like made quite a bit of money. So yeah. So he loves this one. And I love it too. So this is a buy. But again, I can't jump into I can't jump into everything, guys. So it's probably not going to be a stock I buy. But I would highly recommend. It's a good play. Hell yeah. I love Riot. It's a good play. Bear market equals hibernation mode. Time to go to sleep. Bear market next year? I hope so. I hope so. Do you have limit to how many times you average down in stock? Like buy more NVDA? No. I do have a limit. I do. That's another thing, Sibluk. I have a limit. Like I only buy NVIDIA 100 shares maximum. Palantir 100 shares maximum. I never average down beyond that. So I do have a maximum. I do have a limit that I set. That's another reason why you'll never see me just keep averaging down over and over again. So, yeah. Also, as I average down, sometimes I'll add less. I'll be like, just 10 shares here, 20 shares here. So, yeah. You say you don't go in, so you won't keep buying until you run out of cash. Yeah, I'll be fine, Sabluk. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. After what happened with Polish Girl, losing that 600K, you better believe I'm going to be all right. I learn from other people's mistakes. You're never going to see me go to a bank and be like, yes, I'll have a 50K loan, please. What am I going to do with it? Don't worry. Like, you're not going to see that happen. I've seen too many people blow up doing stupid shit like that. Hell no. You're just not gonna see me do stupid stuff, said Luke. I will make mistakes, and I will make mistakes. Yes, I will. But you're not gonna see me do really stupid stuff like that. Like that's just no. That's just no. Do you have a could you look at ALAC, please? Wow, she said please. What a gentle woman. LAC, I would wait for purple line at $4.07. But honestly, if it closes that gap, it'll close it to 340, whereas that's where we get big support here. So, well, wow. Okay, well, let me just. I would just be very careful, because this one, anytime it pumps, it loves to come down to like 230. So I would wait. The safest thing to do is the purple line strategy. Just ignore it. Just buy the bottom down here at around 240. $2 to 240. Like it always pumps, right? It gets these massive pumps, and then it just comes down to $2.40 anyways. So yeah, it's just a pump and dump. Pump, and then it's just gonna come down to $2.40. That's what I would wait for. You're gonna have to wait. It's gonna take a while, right? It's not like it immediately gets a big red candle straight down to 240. It bleeds out very slowly over the course of 4 to 6 months, and then it gives you the opportunity at 240. So wait for 240 is what I would say on that one. Porter White Brew. CYBL at 0026. Hell yeah, please. I think it's gonna come down to low 002s. It should. Right now, people are selling because they're scared, and then they'll buy back in because it's like, oh, it's just a normal, you know, it's just a normal day. Just a normal day. It's just another day with CYBL. You know, I don't know why people are scared. Please keep coming. Please, I want CYBL at the 0009. No, I don't want it at 0009. That's not good. That's not good. I wanted a 002, and I hope it holds there. After that, I will start getting concerned. I will start getting concerned if it doesn't hold 002s. That's when it gets concerning. That's when I'm going to be like, whoa. You're supposed to hold the 002s like last time, buddy. Like, what you doing? Get back up there. But I know a lot of people are waiting for 002. So there's going to be a lot of buyers that show up at 002. So we should be fine. LOL, if it goes to $5 at Mars, when I get I put $1,000 into it and I get back 200, how much would I make a millionaire? Huh? You're not going to be a millionaire fast. That's all I'm going to say, Subluke. Because with you have this, like, I'm going to get rich quick mentality. So it's not going to happen fast, and it's going to take time. That's all I'm going to say. I can't wait for the next bear market. I want to buy NVIDIA PLTR at a good price. Same. APLD $1 soon. Again, bear market, hell yeah. Bring on the bear market that turns it to $1. That would be one hell of a bear market if APLD comes to $1. Everything the market 6 months or more of the bear market. RDW, a sleeper with government contracts. You have any money set aside for a bear market? Hell yeah. I got money set aside for a bear market. I do. Like I said yesterday, people don't have that discipline. There's a lot of people I've met who they have the money to put off to the side. Like they can put off to the side like 50K. But the reason they don't do it is because they're like, well, if I put it off to the side, shades, it's just sitting there and it's not doing anything. And so like I need to have that 50K in the markets working for me. And so because of that mentality, they never have money for the bear markets. Even though they have the cash and they work a job where they make 6 figures or more, so they can afford to have 50K in a jar off to the side for a bear market. Like literally label it bear market money, bear market crashes, crash market, whatever, bear market money only. They could have a jar there just with money there or a check there. I don't know. Like they could, but they choose not to because they feel like it's just sitting there and it's not working for me. It's not, it's not making me more money. So that mentality, unfortunately, a lot of people have that, and they end up in a bear market. They just kind of end up, just watching as everyone else can buy, pretty much. Let me ban this idiot because this guy's definitely dumb. This guy's definitely dumb. Oops, I have to go to the YouTube. Let me just ban one moron. Yeah, there we go. Banned. See ya. What else am I looking for? About all of my stop losses hit this morning. Waiting pitch to buy back in bargain shopping. I don't know what that is. But yeah, bargains. I think that's what he meant to say. Bargains. Yay, bargain shopping. Yay. Yeah, I agree. Bargain shopping for sure. Is CYBL earnings tomorrow? I don't know when earnings is. I need to check. ChatGPT told me that earnings is on the 16th. CYBL earnings. I think last year CYBL had earnings around mid-November. I don't know why people are expecting earnings sooner. Unless, I don't know. Let me check. Let me check the OTC markets. OTC markets CYBL. This is awesome that people are selling CYBL because they're scared. It's always a good thing when they sell because they're scared. Fear is how we make money anyways, on the OTC at least. Quarterly report. Last year they reported earnings on the 14th of November. Last year. I can show you that. I can show you. Let me see. There you go. So last year, 2024, 11/14/2024 quarterly report. So yeah, I don't know. I think earnings comes out sometime next week, in my opinion. I don't think it comes out right now or this week, in my opinion. I don't. Let me check 2020. Let me check 2023. Wait a minute. What? Was there no quarterly report for 2023? Well, they come out with the annual report as well. So, yeah, the quarterly report for 2022 came out on the 19th. As you can see here in 2022. So I think people are just being desperate. People are seeing the stock price tank of CYBL. They're seeing the stock price of CYBL tank. So they're getting desperate. They're crying. I want things to go up right now so I can make lots of money. Like that's their mindset. So the fact that they're just being stupid. They're just being dumb. Where is it? Where's the other one? Let's go to 2021. Yeah, they're 11/15, 2021. So I don't think earnings comes out yet. I think it comes out next week. It's just I don't know why people think earnings are supposed to come out this week. But historically, they come out like after the 15th. So I don't know what people are talking about. Unless they announced that they're supposed to. Did they announce that they're gonna have earnings on the 13th or 14th? Or are people just guessing because they're so desperate for things to, for news to release because they want their bleedings to stop. Please stop coming down. Like, people are just crybabies, man. This is why I always tell people to ignore the noise. Because people are just little bitches, as Joey Shaw would put it. I'm Googling. I don't see when we're supposed to have earnings. It says here that earnings is supposed to come out November 12th, 2025. But the thing is, they don't have to come out on that date. They can delay it and come out a little later. So you just got to give it. It's not. I think people are just being dumb. Yeah, I think people just don't. They don't. Yeah, I don't. Give it a week. See, if a week goes by and they haven't, if they don't drop an earnings report this month, then we need to look forward to the annual report. And if they don't file that, that's bad. That would be bad. But I mean, they did post yesterday, about the veterans thing. So I think people are they're just way. I think because we're CYBL is tanking. I think because of that, people are just getting desperate. People are getting desperate because nobody was saying this. Like, I want you to think about this. I'm going to show you CYBL stock right now. Let me show you something this is so interesting, right? This is, human psychology, right? Nobody was fucking complaining when it went from 0041 to 007. That's literally a 50% plus. Nobody was complaining here. Nobody was crying. Nobody was begging for news. Nobody was begging for quarterly reports. Nobody was crying and going, "Oh no, I don't understand." Nobody was crying here either. Nobody was crying here when it's pumping. Nobody's crying. Now that it's dumping, everyone's like desperate for news. Oh my God, what's going on? It's over. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. I don't understand. Dude, relax. Relax. I can't believe that. That's what's happening right now. It's just people are desperate. They want news. Please come out with news. But nobody was crying here. So it's just people being stupid. It's just stupid people being stupid. That's what it is. Probably early next week. I would expect CYBL earnings next week. I don't know why people. They might not even come out with it. They might just. We might have to wait for the annual report. I think too many people are just looking for negatives, and they just want. There's too much, negative energy around CYBL, and it doesn't help that it's tanking. So it's just a bunch of idiots crying. Like, let them cry. Let them cry. We're good. Like, there's nothing to be concerned about unless they don't come out with their annual report. Then I'd be concerned. Then I'd be like, uh-oh. No, I read somewhere it might be tomorrow, but the internet. Yeah, the internet, nobody knows then. If people are saying yesterday, it was supposed to be yesterday. If people are saying it was supposed to be the other day. If people are saying, oh no, now it's tomorrow. They don't fucking know. And they're just desperate for news. Do you bother with short ETFs? No, I don't bother with anything. I don't bother with leveraged anything. I don't bother with short ETFs or long ETFs or 3X ETFs. I don't bother. I just stick to good old shares on good companies. Keep it simple. And that's it. Like, once you're profitable with your strategy, who cares about anything else? Yeah, I don't bother. I don't bother. Why? When I already have something so easy. I just sit on my ass and wait for stocks to come down to the purple line, and then I buy, and then I wait for stocks to go up above the purple line, and then I sell and make my 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80% or 100% or whatever the case may be, depending on the stock. Or I can just flip it over and over again, make 4%, and then that adds up to 100% over the course of the many times you flip it for 4% over and over again. So yeah, I don't bother with anything. I'm pretty much good where I'm at. I'm pretty much good where I'm at, guys. It's all in the head. It's all in the mind. Think about that for a second. All these people crying about CYBL, they're in their own head. They're in their own head. They're waking up in the morning. They're checking to see if the news came out, to see if there's news. They're checking to see if there's a quarterly report. They're going to sleep and checking. They're waking up at 2 a.m, go to pee, and they're probably checking their phone to see, like, oh, they're checking their phone to see if their stock finally moved. Did CYBL get moved? Did it pump? Is there news? These people are retarded because they're literally letting a stock take over their life and have it constantly living in their mind rent free. That's what it is. It's just stupid to let a stock live in your mind rent free. These people are probably put in like 40 or 50K into CYBL, and they're down like a lot, and so they're very scared, and they really hope that they wake up one day and CYBL pumped huge. So I only have like 7K in there. I can afford to lose that, and I'm fine because I've already made so much money on CYBL over the past 4 years. These people are probably going in with like 30 to 50K or 100K in CYBL. Like I only have like 7K worth of CYBL. Think about what I'm telling you. There's people who are putting 30 to 50. I've seen it. I've seen people buy 30 to 50K worth of CYBL. Because in their mind, man, if this goes 100%, I just make my salary in one trade. But they forget about the risk. And then these people are going to blow up their account if CYBL decides to, go to zero. Whereas I'll be fine. And so that's kind of why you don't see me adding big. Because that can happen. So yeah, there's just a lot of people on CYBL right now that are very desperate for news because they are seeing their accounts getting destroyed. But yeah, that's kind of, they don't have risk management. Their risk management is that doesn't even exist to them. So it's all in the mind right there. Yeah, I wish I sold some of my SoFi position yesterday, but not a big deal. Yeah, you'll be fine. SoFi is fine. You're not holding anything garbage. 50K into CYBL is insane. Yeah, unfortunately, there's people that want to get rich quick, so. You like Tesla long term? Yes. Long term, 5-10 years? Yeah. I like it. Long term, yeah. For sure. I don't see how it fails. If they're actually going to get in, if they're actually successful with the humanoid robots, yeah, they'll be fine. I have 1.5K, but I understand that 1.5K can be gone. Like it's a penny stock. Well, you know what? I always tell people, CYBL stock is literally worth less than a copper penny on the ground. Like if you see a copper penny on the ground, it's literally worth less than that. Of course, it's going to be super risky. Of course, if you're putting 50K into it and it drops, it can easily drop 50%, as we just saw. It can drop 80% very quickly, very easily. You shouldn't be putting in that kind of money into something that risky. That's just you're just asking to get destroyed. But there are people who do that because they're trying to get rich quick. I think there's a guy that's holding a big bag on CYBL. They put like 100K at like 6.5 cents. So they're like praying to God that it goes back up. They're down like 99%. Like they're praying to God that CYBL goes to 6.5 cents, and that's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. It's just not. Penny stocks are very risky. This is why I only play CYBL. We used to trade AITX, but AITX, as you can see, AITX, right? Remember, guys, those of you who have been around, do you remember AITX? How much money we were making on this one, right? Because we would buy the bottom down here and then sell it when it pumped, right? Buy the bottom down here, pump, right? Like this one was awesome to abuse if you were around back in 2024. We made quite a bit of money on AITX, but let's look at the monthly time frame. Ooh, there's a head and shoulders on the monthly time frame. Look at that. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Can you guess what I did? I took the loss. It was like a 3K loss, but I already made so much money on all those pumps that taking the loss here is not a big deal. And obviously I look like a genius in hindsight because it's like, wow, he was right. That head and shoulders did play out on the monthly and it just tanked month after month after month. And it's just sitting dead in the water at this point. So we stopped trading it because it's just dead. ILIS is another penny stock we used to trade back in 2022, 2023. And it's also just dead in the water. So yeah, it's also just dead. But it did have a lot of pumps along the way, right? You can see all these pumps here. There was a lot of pumps along the way that we made money on. So I took more losses on this one than the other penny stocks, but I still ended up at profit overall, despite the losses. So you'll notice that I actually do take my losses, and that's probably the biggest thing. That's the reason I'm not holding a big bag on ILIS, on CYBL, on AITX, because I take those losses. Those losses are so important because you don't want to hold the bag all the way down. But then again, I'm not adding like 50K. I was adding 10. I have a rule, no more than 10K in a penny stock. So yeah. And the few times I've broken that rule and gone in, there was this one time I loaded like 30K on AITX. I was nervous because I was like, fuck, I put in 30K. What is wrong with me? I broke my rule and added 3 times the amount. And I never did it again. I was lucky that AITX pumped and I made, some money, right? I made some good money on that 30K, but I never did it again. Because I just didn't feel comfortable. Like I was actually uncomfortable. I was actually kind of scared because it's like, oh shit, I put in 30K. I broke my 10K, no more than 10K rule. So yeah, I never did it again. I'm never adding more than 10K. More than 10K and I start to get actually nervous. Like I actually get scared because it's like, fuck, I need this to move because I have 30K in this. I'll be fine if I lose that 30K, but it's still like 30K. Like, damn, that's 5 figures. That's not even 10K. 10K, sure, whatever. I'll lose half of that. I'll be fine. That's just 5K, but 30K, losing half of that or more, that's a lot. Like I actually felt nerves. So I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. Never more than 10K. I will stick to, that rule works. I'm going to stick to my no more than 10K in a penny stock rule. Because I did it when the one time I did go more than 10K, I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck. I was constantly thinking about the stock. I was constantly checking news like, come on, please, you need a pump. Please don't go down. So yeah, this is why I tell you guys, like I see people do that. They let the stock get to their brain and they're just constantly thinking about it. They let it like, it's just, that doesn't seem healthy to be that married to a stock. Let me put it that way. And to avoid being married to a stock, that's why I have that rule of no more than 10K in a penny stock, no more, no going all in, take the loss and reposition. That's why I have these rules. So I don't have to be like, 2 a.m. checking the overnight action, I guess. basically, because there are people who do that. There are people who just keep checking their phone constantly overnight. Like, they don't even sleep well because they're just checking it overnight, hoping that their stock that they're holding a bag on pumps. Screw all that. That's just not healthy. So it's just better to take the loss. Always, always better to take the loss. Always. It's like people waltzing into the casino and betting their life savings on red, basically. Sound at 1227, sitting on the 50 Emma. All right, I'm going to end this stream soon, so I'm just going to go through the watch list and see if I'm going to add anything. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to Soundhound. We'll see. If I buy Soundhound again, it'll be end of day, and it'll have to be under 12 at that point. Yeah, look at this. We're tanking 7, 8, 10%. I told you guys this could happen. If tech rolls over, what did I tell you? In multiple streams, I told you, if tech rolls over, everything's just going to tank 10, 20%. Everyone's going to be scared. Meanwhile, I'm going to sit here like, yeah. Like, I'm going to be nodding my head like that one meme. And I'm just grinning ear to ear like, yes, come down lower, please. Like, like, yes, please. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. So let me go down the list. Let Sound drop to 10. I think Sound will drop to 10 if Bitcoin dumps to 90K. Because everything's just gonna come down together. So let me go through the list and see what I'm buying. What am I shopping for? Who am I buying? Who am I buying? Where am I buying? I don't see anything right now. Meta? No, that's anyone buying Meta calls today. They're so dude. If Meta breaks 600, man, it's coming down to like 550, then 500. Anyone who's been loading short-term Meta calls right now, they're shaking like a leaf because they're stupid. Like, I don't know why you would buy Meta calls. It has not shown any signs of reversal. It just keeps going down. So I feel sorry for those people. They don't learn. There's people who average down on Meta calls, and I'm like, that's not how this works. You don't average down on a loser. Just because it's not shares doesn't mean, like I said, if you buy Meta with shares, I think you're going to do fine. If you're buying calls, rest in peace. Rest in peace. ARKB follows Bitcoin, so we're fine on that one. Netflix, not concerned about that one either. I'm not going to buy more though. Etha, rest in peace, Joey Shaw. He's definitely crying right now. What else? GME. I was going to buy GME because it had big support here. But it obviously it wasn't holding it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to buy. And I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I didn't buy. What's QQQ doing? Tanking? Yep. GRNY, it keeps going higher over the long term. So we're not concerned about GRNY. Not concerned about that one at all. If I say I'm not concerned about something, then you shouldn't be concerned. Because sometimes I say it and I feel like people are still concerned. And I'm like, yeah, don't be concerned if I tell you it's not something to be concerned about. CYBL will be concerning if it doesn't report its yearly earnings. I'm not seeing any buy opportunities. Everything's just coming down. Everything's coming down, but no buyers are showing up, so they have to show up end of day or during lunch. But right now, it's not looking good. So let's see. I don't see any buy opportunities. Everything just big red. Bull. So many people buying into this one because social media influencers were loading it up. But here's the thing: social media influencers can be wrong, and if they're wrong, then you're wrong, and they might lose a lot of money, and you will also lose a lot of money, or hold the bag all the way down, and who knows if it's gonna recover. Webull could literally be the next color, and it just never recovers. So yeah, that's all I gotta say with regards to Webull. I'm not touching that. Mara, wow, Mara is tanking. Glad I took the loss on that and got out. BMNR, anything Joey Shaw buys, just do the opposite and just short it. Clearly, he's a good short signal. Hims, he bought Hims yesterday, and I told him it's gonna break down and it's tanking. And again, just short it. Anything Joey Shaw buys, just go all in on shorts. Clearly, at this point, color stock, it's so Webull, if Webull does what color stock does, it's just gonna keep going down and never recovers. And the people holding the bag, they just keep holding the bag and they get destroyed. That's why I didn't buy Weeble. I'm not buying it ever again. Screw that. You know, at least Rich Tech Robotics keeps creating new highs, right? New high here, new high here, new high here. You know, loves to go around the, loves to go sideways at the purple line. Like this is already better than Weeble and Color Stock for sure, because it's doing the opposite. It's actually going up over the long term. That's the difference. I would actually say Weeble is more risky than Rich Tech Robotics. Open door, let it come down to the purple line. CLSK, I believe that's going to go to 10, so I'm going to wait on that. Robin Hood at the purple line, it's a buy. NBIS, people ask me about this one. I would wait for the purple line. Soundhound already under the purple line, giving you massive discounts. I'm going to wait for 12 and under. Let's see if buyers show up. CYBL, people are getting desperate and scared because they have big positions, like 30, 50K, 100K in CYBL. So they're down like, 80K. So of course they're going to be on social media crying, oh no, please go up. But where are the earnings? I don't understand. Aren't they supposed to come out today? Well, they're certainly going to come out tomorrow, right? They don't even know when earnings is going to come out. They're just saying, because they usually come out in around mid-November. But it's still the 13th, man. Give it time. We still got 14th, and then we got, 17th, 18th. Like, give it time. Because they can delay their filing, and it'll come out later. So I don't know why people... There must be people with like 6 figures in CYBL if they're crying like that. That's their own fault. Why are you buying 6 figures into a stock? Or even 50K? That's just stupid. Ride Stock is a huge buy. Let me add that to my favorites. Thank you. Let me go down the list. Rocket Lab. Purple line is a buy. A lot of these are just a buy at the purple line or under it. SoFi, I'm glad I took that break even. I got out at break even at the top here, and I hope people followed me one for one. I always say this: if you're in the Discord and you're following me one for one, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna make a lot of money. But if you're doing your own thing, that's on you. Quantum stocks are nice and cheap. As expected, nice and discounted. APLD coming down to 22. Yes. IonQ under the purple line. Yes. Rigetti coming down to the purple line. That's a yes. I mean, everything here is just a buy. So I'm going to wait till end of day to load up. BBAI, wait for the purple line. That's not at the purple line just yet. Wait for 6 and under. Nightscope dropped. Cool. I don't care for that one. I made my money and then ran with it. Nick in the Discord, he bought Nightscope, and I was like, huh. Maybe it's time to get out if he's buying, because he's kind of a beginner. He's been trading for a long time now, but he still kind of has like beginner mindset. So I kind of figured like, wait a minute, if he's buying Nightscope, then it's time to run away and not touch it. If I should start shorting anytime someone says something like, I'm buying this. Oh, you're buying it, but you're a beginner who doesn't know how to read charts. So you're probably buying the top. So it's time. I should just start shorting some people because they're good signals for selling. Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin drops under 100K, and it's going to be ugly. And it's going to be, we might have a Friday where we just tank really hard. That's what it's looking like. We have not broken out of the downtrend, and we're just going lower. So. And buyers, they only have so much strength before they blow their entire account up, and they're just out of cash, and it just goes lower. Oh God, this is beautiful. A lot of accounts getting destroyed. Meanwhile, we're just sitting here waiting so we can buy cheaper. Dollar cost averaging. No being scared because it goes down. In fact, the stock going down is good. We get cheap. We get discounts. What's the problem? I don't know. People don't have my mentality, is what I've noticed. Start having my mentality, and life gets easier. It just does. I guess Black Friday came early. I'm buying more BBAI after this dip. I'm waiting for 6 and under. Okie dokie, I smell. Weeble, I think we'll go back to 13 plus. Depth currently at a bottom. Yep. All that I agree with. All right, guys, that's it for the stream. Thank you for joining. Hope you all have a great lunch and a great day. If you're not in the Discord, patreon.com/shadesandtrades for all the alerts. If I alert anything in the Discord, it'll be around 2:30 p.m. So 4.5 hours from now, if I see any opportunities. Hopefully we continue to bleed out because I want to see more discounts. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.